Can you trust your mind? This is not a philosophical question. This is the most practical question you will ever face. Because your mind is not showing you reality. It is showing you what you are ready to see. You hear what you are ready to hear, not what is being said. This is a fundamental truth about human consciousness. I can say one thing. You hear something entirely different. 10 people sitting in the same room, listening to the same words, will understand 10 different things. Why? Because your mind filters everything. Your readiness decides what you receive, what you notice, what you ignore, what calls to you. People understand according to their own inner capabilities. I have gathered a special kind of people around me. Hence, this urge you feel, almost everybody feels it. Something has to be done. At first, it will be a very vague feeling, just a whisper within your being, heard yet not heard, understood yet not understood. A whisper, not very clear, a little muddy, not very transparent. In the beginning, this is bound to be so. You will hear it like a song, more poetry than prose. It will come like dreams, like visions. Just the other day, someone sent me a beautiful parable. A Tibetan Lama wrote a book, and in this beautiful book comes this parable. All the monks had seen a spirit come out of the wall, long enough to utter just one word, but each monk heard a different version. The event was immortalized in this poem. The one who wanted to die heard live. The one who wanted to live heard die. The one who wanted to take heard give. The one who was always asleep heard wake. Each one learned he had been in someone else's way. This is the mystery of perception. You are not a passive receiver. You are an active participant in what you hear, what you see, what you understand. Your readiness filters everything. So again I ask you, can you trust your mind? Your mind is not neutral. It is not a clear mirror. It is deeply conditioned by what you want, what you fear, what you need to believe. And right now, something is calling. Do you feel it? An urgency, a feeling deep in your chest, as if there is no time left. As if any day, this very moment can be the last moment. You're not alone in this. It's being felt everywhere by sensitive, intelligent, creative people. Only the mediocre are unaware of it. Only the politicians, completely blind to the dangers that await, leading the world toward calamity without even knowing where they're going. But people of sensitivity, people of awareness, people of the heart, they feel it everywhere. The danger is very close. The future has never been so uncertain as it is today. Tomorrow may never come. These are moments of great danger, but they can become moments of great creativity too. When you encounter death, when there is no time left, you cannot postpone, hence the hurry. When death is imminent, life flares up to the optimum. And that is what is happening to all creative people around the world. My whole approach attracts only the very creative ones, because I teach sensitivity. Down the ages, religions have taught just the opposite, how to become insensitive. Because the more insensitive you are, the more you can remain aloof, distant, detached. It was taught that to attain God, one must renounce the world. The natural consequence was that one should learn to be more and more insensitive to beauty, to music, to love, to people, to life itself. Religion has been teaching people how to be unintelligent, because sensitivity and intelligence go together. Insensitivity and stupidity go together. Your so-called saints are not intelligent people at all, but you have worshipped them, and you have worshipped them for the wrong reason, because they were insensitive, because they had dulled their consciousness, because they had grown thick skin around themselves. Spring will come, but they remain unaffected. Clouds will gather, but they remain unaffected. The peacock will dance, but they remain unaffected. The night sky full of stars, they are completely unaware of it. That was the whole discipline in the past. How to become like a rock so the world cannot overpower you. It was a kind of paranoia. It was based on fear. I teach you just the opposite. Be sensitive, be alert, be loving, be sensuous, because God is not against the rose flower, God is in it. If you can sensuously feel the velvetiness of the rose, you have touched God Himself. God is not against the stars and the sun and the moon. He is in them. If you allow them to enter your being, if you allow them to stir you, if you let them drive you crazy in a dance of joy and celebration, you will be coming closer and closer to home. The people who have gathered around me have a totally different quality. This is not an ordinary ashram. It is a commune of creators, artists, painters, singers, musicians, all kinds of talented people. Only they can understand what I am saying. Slowly, slowly, the unconscious will communicate to the conscious. And that is what meditation is all about. Learning how to bridge the unconscious with the conscious, so that your own being can give you indications where to move, where to go, so that you don't need a leader, so that you become a guide to yourself, so that you become a light unto yourself. You are not dying, but it will feel like that because you are part of humanity, and humanity is dying. What is human is disappearing. What is inhuman is becoming more and more dominating and powerful. Man is being reduced to a machine. Mechanical values are becoming dominant. The artist is not respected, the technician is. Poetry is not loved, plumbing is. The dancer is no more at the center of life, the businessman is. The bureaucrat, the politician. That which is beautiful is becoming irrelevant, because beauty cannot be used as a means to anything. Beauty is an end unto itself. You cannot use poetry in war. You need scientists. You cannot use musicians in the marketplace. You need economists. This whole life is geared around wrong things. Money is more important than meditation. This is a very topsy-turvy situation. Man is standing on his head. Man is dying, and the death is very slow. Your mind plays tricks on you. It cannot see slow processes. It believes only in immediate experience. Remember, when death is very fast, you can avoid it because you become intensely aware of it. When death becomes very slow, a slow poisoning, you don't even notice it happening. For example, a person smokes cigarettes every day. All the experts say it is dangerous, that it will kill you. But he smokes that very day and it doesn't kill him. So you may write on every packet that it's harmful to health, harmful to life. Who cares? Because experience says something else. You smoke every day, dozens of cigarettes, and you don't die. You haven't died yet. You believe in your experience. Your mind trusts what it sees immediately and ignores the long-term pattern. But the poisoning is very slow. If you smoke 12 cigarettes every day, it will take 20 years to poison the whole system. 20 years is a long period, and man has a very short-sighted vision. The world is being poisoned very slowly. Rivers are being polluted. Oceans are being polluted. Lakes are dying. Nature is being destroyed. We are exploiting the earth so much that sooner or later we will not be able to live on it. We are not behaving well with nature. Our whole approach is wrong. It is destructive. We only take from the earth and never give anything back, purely exploiting nature's life. The ecology is broken. The circulation is broken. We are not living in a perfect circle. Nature is a perfect circle. You take from one hand and give from another. You don't destroy it. But we are only taking. All the resources are being spent. And this is happening slowly. You don't see it happening because it takes a long time. And there are politicians gathering more and more atomic weapons, atom bombs, hydrogen bombs, super hydrogen bombs, as if man has decided to commit suicide. This is what you are feeling. You have the heart of a poet, the heart of a lover. You have immense potential for creativity. You are sensitive. Hence, you are feeling. But the feeling is as if you are dying. No, not you. Something far more important is happening. Something far more dangerous. Individuals have always died. It is not a problem. It is part of recycling. Your body goes back to the source to be renewed. Your being moves back into the eternal to be rested. And then you come back again, fresh, young. Life tires. Life exhausts. Death is rest for the individual. Death is a blessing, but not for humanity itself. Then it is a curse. Individuals go on dying and coming back, but humanity is needed for them to come back. And this earth is a beautiful planet. It is in the wrong hands. Hence, you are feeling that something must be done very urgently. Yes, it is urgent because death is coming closer. This century's end is going to see either the total destruction of humanity and all life on this earth, or a new man being born. A new man who will not hate life as it has been done in the past. A new man who will love life. A new man who will not be negative in any way, but will be affirmative. A new man who will not desire life after death, but will live moment to moment in sheer joy. Who will think of this life as a gift, not as a punishment. Who will not be antagonistic to the body. Who will respect the body as the temple of the soul. Who will love and not be afraid of love. Who will move in all kinds of relationships, yet remain capable of remaining himself. To be in relationship and not become dependent is the sign of weakness. And because of the fear of becoming dependent, to escape to the Himalayas or to some Catholic monastery is again the sign of weakness. It is courage to live in relationship and yet remain independent. That is what courage is. The new man will be courageous. In the past, only two kinds of cowards have existed on the earth, the worldly kind and the otherworldly kind, but both are cowards. The really brave man will live in the world and yet not be afraid. Either this is going to happen or total destruction. Now there is no third alternative. Man cannot survive as he is. Either he has to change himself, transmute himself, or he has to die. And the wicked part is, this is what is felt. This is why you are in such a hurry. This is why I am in such a hurry. My sannyasins can be the new man, and this commune can herald the new age. Hence, I and my message are going to be opposed by all past-oriented people, by Hindus, by Christians, by Mohammedans, by Jains, by Buddhists, by almost everybody. They are going to oppose. That is natural because we are trying to bring a new future in, and to bring that new future, we will have to destroy the past. Because unless the past ceases to exist, the future cannot come into existence. The past has to die. We have to drop our clinging to the past. What does it mean when you say you are a Hindu? It means you cling to a certain past tradition. What do you mean when you say you are a Mohammedan? You cling to something past. But when you say I am a sannyasin, you cling to nothing. Your eyes are focused on the future. Your roots are in the present, and your branches are moving toward the future. Then the past is irrelevant. I want you to remember this again and again. The past has to be made irrelevant. You have to cut yourself off from the past. What is this urge to do something? Yes, something has to be done. You have to give birth to yourself, and you have to prepare the way for the new man. What is this urge to create, to spread this message to the world? Yes, it has to be shouted from the housetops. It has to be hammered, because people are deaf. People are blind. They will not hear what is being said to them. Remember the parable. Each monk heard something different, not what was said, what they were ready for. This is happening everywhere all the time. What I am saying has to be conveyed to as many people as possible. Still, be aware it is very difficult to communicate. Why? Because each mind filters differently. Each mind hears through its own conditioning. Even if fragments of what I am saying are understood, it will be enough. Even if people misunderstand it, it is better than not understanding the truth. Something of the truth will remain in the misunderstanding too. Truth is a seed. It has great power. Even if just a fragment falls into your heart, sooner or later you will become the Garden of Eden. So yes, it has to be done. You have to create this message in as many forms as possible. Compose music, dance, paint, because it is easiest to stir the heart through music more than through words, through dance more than through concepts. Paint pictures which can become objects of meditation. Paint pictures of the inner sky, of Buddhas. Modern painting is pathological. If you look at Picasso's paintings, you cannot look long. You will start feeling uneasy. You cannot have Picasso's paintings in your bedroom because then you will have nightmares. If you meditate on a Picasso painting long enough, you will go mad. Because those paintings are out of Picasso's madness. His mind was distorted by the collective illness, and he painted what his mind saw, not reality, his inner chaos. But go to Ajanta, Ellora, Khajuraho, Konark, and you will see a totally different world of creativity. Looking at the statue of a Buddha, something in you starts falling in tune. Sitting silently with the Buddha statue, you start becoming silent. The very posture, the very shape, the face, the closed eyes, the silence that surrounds a marble statue will help you get connected with your own inner sources of silence. Gurdjieff used to say there are two kinds of art. One he called objective art, another he called subjective art. Subjective art is absolutely private, personal. Picasso's art is subjective art. He is simply painting something without any vision for the person who will see it, without any idea of the person who will look at it. He is simply putting out his own inner illness. It is helpful for himself. It is therapeutic. I am not saying Picasso should stop painting, because if he stops painting, he is bound to go mad. Painting is keeping him sane. His painting is like vomiting. When you have eaten something wrong, when you have food poisoning, vomiting is the best healthy way to throw the toxins, the poisons outside the system. It will help. Picasso's paintings are like vomiting. He is suffering from many illnesses, all the illnesses that humanity is suffering from. He simply represents humanity. He is very representative. He represents the whole madness that is happening in millions of people. He is a sensitive soul. He has become so attuned with the pathology of mankind that it has become his own pathology. Hence the appeal of his paintings. Otherwise, they are ugly. Hence his great name, because he deserves it. He represents the age. This is Picasso's age. What you cannot say about yourself, He has said it. What you cannot pour out of yourself, He has poured on the canvas. But it is a subjective phenomenon. It is therapeutic to Him, but it is dangerous to everybody else. The ancient art was not only art, it was deep down mysticism. Deep down, it was out of meditation. It was objective. In Gurdjieff's terminology, it was made so that if somebody meditates over it, they start falling into those depths where God lives. Go to Khajuraho, to Konark. If you meditate, you will know what the Tantra masters were doing. They were creating in stone something that is felt in the ultimate joy. It was the most difficult thing to do, to bring ecstasy into stone. And if the stone can show the ecstasy, then everybody can move into that ecstasy easily. But people who go to Khajuraho are foolish people. They either look at the Khajuraho sculptures as obscene, then they miss the whole point. Then they are seeing something which is within their own unconscious, or they are too moralistic and don't meditate on any statues. They are in a hurry to get out of the temple somehow. They just throw glances. Khajuraho sculptures are not just to see, they are for meditation. Sit silently and meditate for hours. If you go to Khajuraho, you should live there for at least 3 months, so you can meditate on each possible posture. And then slowly, at one moment, harmony arrives. And slowly, suddenly, you are transported into another world, the world of those mystics who created this temple. This is objective art. So is the Taj Mahal on a full moon night. If you sit silently by its side, not being bothered about the history of the Taj Mahal, who created it, and why those are all nonsense, irrelevant facts that don't matter. Shah Jahan and his beloved, the memory of his beloved, he created it. Don't be bothered by the guides. Tip them before they start torturing you and get rid of them. Shah Jahan has nothing to do with the Taj Mahal. In fact, yes, he created it. He created it as a memory for his wife. But he is not the essential source of it. The essential source is in the Sufi way of life. It is in Sufism. Basically, it was created by Sufi masters. Shah Jahan was just instrumental, and the Sufi masters have created something of immense value. If you sit silently on a full moon night, just looking at the Taj Mahal, sometimes with open eyes and sometimes with closed eyes, slowly you will feel something that you have never felt before. Sufis called it the remembrance of God. The beauty of the Taj Mahal will remind you of those realms from where all beauty, all benediction comes. You will become attuned with the Sufi way of remembering God. Beauty is God. Don't try to repress this urge to create in any way that suits you. My message has to be delivered in all possible mediums. Music, dance, painting, sculpture, film, because one who can understand poetry may not understand prose, and one who can understand music may not understand painting. Each person's mind receives truth differently. This is why many paths are needed. We need a great therapeutic center so that the modern mind can be helped to vomit, to cathart all that has gone wrong in it. And then we will need creators. Once somebody has started and thrown out all that is wrong, a great urge will arise in them to create. This is what you are feeling. This urgency, this sense that time is running out. Can you trust your mind when it tells you this? Yes, but not because your mind is accurate, because your being, something deeper than mind, is trying to communicate through your mind. You hear what you're ready to hear. And right now, you are ready to hear this, that the old must go so the new can arrive. That sensitivity is not weakness, but intelligence. That beauty is not frivolous, but divine. That creativity is not indulgence, but necessity. You are ready to hear that death is close, but so is rebirth. The urgency you feel is not paranoia, it is not anxiety, it is not fear. It is your being calling you to wake up, to create, to become sensitive, to spread this message before it is too late. And whether you succeed or fail in spreading this message to the world is irrelevant. What matters is that you try. What matters is that you become a vehicle for something greater than yourself. What matters is that you stop postponing and start living. Because when death is imminent, life flares up to the optimum. This is your moment. Remember, you only hear what you are ready to hear. Your readiness is everything. And readiness is not something you can force. It comes naturally when you drop all that is false. When you stop clinging to the past. When you become sensitive to life. So can you trust your mind? Only when it becomes silent. Only when it stops filtering reality through fear and desire. Only when it becomes a clear mirror instead of a distorting lens. Sensitivity is the door. Through sensitivity, you become receptive. Through receptivity, you become ready. And when you are ready, truth finds you. You don't even have to search for it. It comes on its own accord. The spirit comes out of the wall and speaks one word, but each person hears something different because each person is ready for something different. The one who wants to die hears live. The one who wants to live hears die. The one who wants to take hears give. The one who wants to give hears keep. This is the mystery of human consciousness. This is why you cannot fully trust your mind. You are not a passive receiver. You are an active participant in what you hear, what you see, what you understand. Your mind interprets everything through the lens of your conditioning, your desires, your fears. So if you want to understand truth, first become ready. How? By becoming sensitive, by allowing life to touch you, by not growing thick skin around yourself, by not becoming like a rock, by remaining vulnerable, open, available. When you are sensitive, you start hearing things that others cannot hear. You start seeing things that others cannot see. You start feeling things that others cannot feel. Your mind begins to clear. the distortions fade, the filters dissolve, and then one day, suddenly, the whole existence starts speaking to you. The trees speak, the rivers speak, the mountains speak, even the stones speak. Not in words, but in a language far deeper than words, the language of silence, the language of presence, the language of being. And when you start hearing this language, you are no longer alone. You are part of something infinite. You are part of something eternal. You are part of something divine. This is what the urgency is calling you toward. Not toward action for the sake of action, but toward sensitivity for the sake of truth. Not toward creating for the sake of fame or recognition, but toward creating for the sake of love. Because love is what we are made of. And when you are ready, you will hear it, you will feel it, you will become it. The world is waiting, not for saviors, not for leaders, but for sensitive souls who can hear the whisper of existence and respond with their whole being. Can you trust your mind? Not as it is now, but it can become trustworthy when it is silent, when it is clear, when it is no longer distorting reality through the lens of fear and desire. That is the journey. That is the transformation. Are you ready? If not now, when? This is your moment. Don't let it pass.